Know the fucking vibes today on Litty Talk. Matic Monday. Matic's in the building, obviously. What's going on, my brother?
All good, sir. Glad to be here.
All right, so starting right off. King Dosh's track, Best Friend, is out right now. If y'all don't know, make sure y'all follow King Dosh's. Check out his track, Best Friend. I told him that every time I do a show for maybe a month, I'm going to shout his track out every time I start a podcast. So shout out to King Dosh's. Secondly, well, let's start off firstly, which is you're about a month married.
A month married. Yes.
How is it so far? I put you on the spot today because she's here.
So far, I think, like, I was just texting a friend right now. He asked me the same question. How is it to be married? I think to me, it feels the same. I feel like it's kind of you transition onto that. And it's actually good that it feels the same because you already were married. I don't know. I feel like it's just
title.
Energy. Yeah, it's just a title as far as it goes. Even though some people do say, and I agree sometimes, that it's not only a title, it comes obviously more responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
But that depends on your mindset. So I believe, to me, it has to feel the same. And now it kind of like put that in my head that, okay, now I have to, I guess I'm looking for I'm being more serious with not only myself, but also with her.
Okay.
Too. So.
I'm putting you on the spot today, so don't get scared. Nothing bad.
Thanks to high noon, I'll be fine.
People have different reasons why they get married, whether it's for social media, because a lot of people do that, whether it's for religion, whether it's for personal beliefs. What's your wife, what's your number one reason why you got married?
For me, I believe that it comes from a place of feeling comfortable with the person. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm giving you like a one answer, two answer.
No, I want to hear them.
With me, I think that's as long as the way that I felt, at least it was like feeling comfortable with that person, and for more things that have been happening or that have happened, because obviously a relationship, as it starts and as it goes and as it grows and it keeps on being, it's actually like a test of it's a test between both of you guys. You get tested. She tests you. You test her. Mm-hmm. How bad you guys want to be together, and no matter how many things and bad things happen within the relationship, you guys always find a way to stick together and come together. And I feel like with her, a lot of bad things have happened to both of us that have, of course, separated us. But at the end of the day, we come back to be together. So I think that's one of the main things that I view, and kind of gave me not only the push but also the reason to kind of make it, of course, official. I believe that that's one of the main reasons for me, being comfortable with that person that you're choosing to be that person, I guess. So
now, is love and marriage two different things to you, or do you believe that's the same? And I asked this to ask another question, so I'm gonna hear that first.
Love and marriage the same thing?
Are they two different things, or are they the same thing?
I think they're two different things.
Okay, good. So, because my question next was, do you feel as if you proved your love more to her by marrying her, or you would still love her more to the world and back without even being married?
No, I don't think the marriage proves anything. If anything, you're just giving a title, and you're probably doing it for. It's like, just because you win a Grammy doesn't mean that you're the best artist in the world.
I like that one.
So
I like that one.
I feel like that because I know there's a lot of rappers that are good rappers that haven't won any type of achievements or anything like that. Kanye West, Eminem have won a lot of things.
Good flip to hip hop. So, I like that.
Yeah, but I thought about it. I guess in my mind it's like that.
Right.
I don't know. That's maybe the way that I see things, that I feel, because I feel like it's just a title, and things can happen to the point that me and her, you get divorced, and what happens? It was just a title.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as serious as you may want to take a look at it now. If you're doing it, I think it becomes serious if you're doing it for that purpose. It's not love. It's just marriage. That's
correct.
I think that's why people look at it as serious, because it's marriage. It's love.
But you love her the same way you got the day you got married to her, as much as you love her since you fell in love with her.
To me, it's the same way. Like, honestly, the same day was like, the next day was like, all right, it was like it almost felt like it didn't happen because it already happened. I don't know how many
emotionally.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, it was already there, so we were
that's
like,
dope.
That's dope.
That's dope. Cool.
Yeah,
cool. Married fucking Matic. That's his new name. So getting into hip hop. Are you familiar with Hot 97?
I could say yes,
okay.
somewhat.
Hot 97 is the oldest hip hop radio station in history. It's in New York, obviously, where hip hop was created. People didn't know.
Yeah.
No, but Method Man and Redman performed on a hip hop concert every year that Hot 97 has, which is called Summer Jam.
Okay.
Summer Jam has been touched by the greats of the greats, from Jay-Z to Nas. When Jay-Z and Nas were beefing, Jay-Z put, I think it was Mobb Deep in funny pictures on the Jumbotron. Like, yeah, it has a super duper hip hop historical.
I think I saw that I believe it was there in that event that Nas and Jay-Z, they kind of clashed within that event.
They were beefing.
Reason. Yeah.
50 Cent was beefing with Ja Rule at this time, and 50 Cent had people throw chairs at him. He threw a bottle of water at him. 50 Cent allegedly also got a CEO rapper called Slow Bucks robbed on the stage as they were performing.
I think I saw that.
So there's histories of just everything. Wait, I'm going deep in.
Yeah,
it's a lot of shit happening,
yeah.
right? But it's historically hip hop. Now, Redman and Method Man just performed there on stage, and Method Man put out a post and stated that this may have been his last year performing at Summer Jam because the crowd wasn't giving him the energy he wants, and he stated that the generational gap is just too big for him at this point, where people are not. He feels people are not relating to his music.
Right.
He wasn't like saying it in a mean way or nothing like that.
Yeah,
he was just saying,
I think I also saw him not only commenting on that, but I also saw him commenting on the fact that he wasn't touring. He didn't do certain tours with Wu-Tang.
Mm.
And he said, like, because, right now he already has not, I don't think he said outgrown it, correct me if I'm wrong, but he said that he's actually venturing off from that.
Mm.
I don't know if you've seen, but he's super buff right now. Like, he's muscular.
He's eating clean and all that. Yeah.
He has his own pre-workout company, I believe. It's called Killer Beat.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
And like his own like t-shirt stuff. Like I've seen it. It's amazing.
I
I follow him. Tikal workout something.
Okay.
So I think and then he also showed he was in Power, in the new show called Ghost. He was in it.
50 Show.
50 Show. Yeah, amazing. That he's a lawyer, and I think he was I think he did a live. He said like, it's not that I don't want to tour anymore. It's just that I'm deviating and doing other stuff that may produce me a little bit more income. And I only go ahead and tour whenever I feel like it.
Right.
It's not a demand. If I want to, it's like doing music. You're not supposed to be doing music because you want to make money of it. You're supposed to do music or doing this, for example, because you like it. You like it, exactly. Right. That's passion. The whole point. That the money comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's crazy. That kind of like I feel disappointed, I guess.
Well, the question to that is, do you think that it's a smart move to where you're obviously a legend, but when you see that it's not that they don't like your music, but maybe they can't relate to it. Do you think that's a sign to kind of hang it up so where your name doesn't get tarnished?
I feel like 50 Cent did that because on his book, he said, work. This book is called Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, and then he said that one of the chapters is Evolve or Die, and then he talks about how he saw in the music industry when he blew up, when he would go into the record label, everybody would look for him, everything would get done like this, and then as he started, like I think it was 2000, 2005, 2007, I believe he said 2010 or 9, obviously sales were not the same as before. His music was already not dying out, but
phasing out,
yeah,
right.
Things were not getting done as fast as possible. Not many people were paying attention to him, so he kind of like perceived that, and he compared it to the one of like how somebody switched off from selling headphones to now selling CDs, to then selling CDs to selling USBs, to then selling USBs to now concentrating on the streams, downloads, downloads and all that stuff. So like if somebody was to pay attention to those things, you select the waves. Or like for example, Blockbuster, they should have seen, if a smart person would already gotten out Blockbuster and invested on Netflix when it was coming up.
They got offered it and they didn't do it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. With those things, right. I feel like if you're smart enough, you should see not your death, but you should see how everything obviously transcends.
Evolving,
and
right.
it evolves. You got to evolve with it, and I feel like Method Man did that, evolving into, going into screen and playing, being an actor, and all those things. And he has done that already for a while. So I feel like he has evolved, but I feel like he probably is not getting. I don't want to say the love that he should be getting, because right now, and that just comes to show that right now the focus of hip hop is actually somewhere else.
And I think it hurts more because Method Man and 50 Cent, G Unit, whatever, Wu-Tang, they can go and sell out an international tour because 50 just did that. 50 just actually
his last tour.
Yeah, he made crazy numbers, so I think they could still do that. I think where hurt Method Man the most was it was Hot 97 Summer Jam.
And then that was his thing, probably.
Yeah, it's just like you could perform everywhere, but if you go perform for where you started and you don't get that same love back, that's kind of like a.
Yeah, it's almost like Dave Chappelle going back to his first place that he performed.
Right.
Or you go to your hometown, I guess your city or whatever, and then you're expecting some type of expression from the crowd. And
ladies and gentlemen, I'm a journalist. Like, I don't have an answer to this. We're talking and discussing.
Yeah,
there's a discussion here.
I feel like, I don't know. That kind of hurt me, I guess, because I feel like I will be one of those people there.
Fanning the fuck out in the front row.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to. I'll pay anything to see Method Man. I'll pay anything to see any of the members of Wu-Tang. And I know obviously they're not in their prime because obviously everybody's old. I was listening to, it wasn't RZA.
Did you watch the show?
No.
You never seen the Wu-Tang show?
No. The show. I saw a few episodes, but I didn't see the whole thing.
Dude, you got listen.
Yeah, watch the whole thing.
Now, Gabriella, that's date night new thing. You gotta watch Wu-Tang. You gotta watch the whole season, all of them. Any free time you get.
I was watching it as soon as it came out. I was watching it.
Oh, dude, it's gonna inspire you to do. I was at my lowest point. One of my no, because I've been doing this for 8 years, and one of my phases of doing my show, I was at a point where I was ready to give up, and the second season was what reminded me.
Oh, damn, you can't stop.
What the bro? Like, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
When I was watching Wu-Tang, before that, I had just discovered Wu-Tang like 3 years or 4 years before the show came out, to 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because mind you, I came to the country.
Right. Yeah.
So I bought the book that RZA did. That's called the Tao of Wu. That he tells the whole story about Wu-Tang. So I read the book. Then I found out that they were creating a show, and I was like, "Oh, amazing!" And then I found out about the what's the name of it? I found out about mathematics.
Okay.
So I kind of got invested onto that,
right.
And then I saw that in his book he talks a lot about mathematics. How every number means something.
He's a genius.
He's amazing.
He's a genius.
He's crazy. And I actually presented to my friends Gabriel and Brent. Back then, he inspired me to actually present, because he did offer a deal to all the members of Wu-Tang. He created a 5-year plan.
Oh, that's why you gotta watch the show. You gotta watch the show.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I kind of know what happened, but I'm gonna watch the show again.
It's better because it's dramatized as well, so it's
exactly.
It's not
see everything,
right.
And then you see how, for example, all the characters, all the members seem like they were meant to clash with each other.
Yes.
But they didn't, because they had that person kind of let's do this, let's get together and work. It's almost like the Avengers. You know, you get all the Avengers, Captain America and Iron Man don't get along, but they work together. It's that's something that I have proposed to my friends. Yo, give me 5 years and we'll do it. It's not like
I need to bring them on the show one day. We need to see
I got to get Brent here. I got to bring Brent here and Gabriel. But that's something that RZA specifically inspired me to It's just inspiration to see where they came from, where they're at, and how even himself, he created Bobby Digital. That it was a persona, a different type of character that he created, and then he saw that how Bobby Digital became infected with fame, and then he's like, I have to kill this persona. I think he went vegan. He started getting his. He said when I used to get my hair, my dreadlocks or my hair would grow, you can't touch me. He started reading the mathematics and reading all that. I got so into mathematics.
You got lost?
Yeah, I got lost. I downloaded.
Yeah, just snap out right here.
Yeah, I think I stopped. I was like, I just
YouTube. Much. Once you get down that hole, you keep going.
Yeah, or TikTok. You're just watching too many videos. But to me, Wu-Tang is top tier. Specifically Method Man and RZA and Inspector Deck and Jizza, bro.
I can relate to ODB so much. That's why I like him. Minus the drugs, but just the passionate, outlandish. Because you know, I understand him, and I was talking to a podcast the other day. It's the same thing like Gunplay. You really, I put somebody watched that show, and somebody DM'd me, and they're like, "Bro, I'm from Miami. I know who Gunplay is, but I've never known how musically inclined and musically intelligent he really is, and how articulate he really is because of his image. Like his image, I just and you know I would just party his music, and I never divulge into like all and they were like, bro, like you really bring something out of people where you can hear their story, and that's I could relate to ODB because like he's very out there, he's very crazy, he says wild shit, but I think like people like him and people like me and stuff like that, it's like when you're passionate and you don't know how to direct it in a certain way that normal people
in a proper way that will be received as normal,
accepted. They're right, normal, right? You know, I do fight hard on trying not to be so passionate. Like really, I do. Like because now, and that's gonna move into my next topic. It's funny, but people expect things from people, and that's my next topic, was expectations from people. We tend to have not only high expectations, but I just think in general people have expectations from humans, and I don't think we should expect anything from a human.
Nobody owes you anything, so you shouldn't expect anything from anybody. And I feel like having I heard somewhere that I think Rick Rubin said that when you go into the studio you shouldn't have any expectations as far as what you're going to make, because you don't know if you're going to reach that frequency to make that thing that you want. And the reason why you get frustrated when you go into, for example, with me, and that happens to me all the time, like today I was recording and I went to the studio and I wanted to make the song like right there on the spot, but like my girlfriend's dad got home, she was calling me and things like that, so I was already getting frustrated because I'm not doing what in my mind I set the expectation already that I have to make this, but in reality maybe that wasn't the day to make that. It's probably tomorrow or the week after, and that's fine, because you're already creating a problem by setting an expectation to it. You have to come in and just not expect anything, and whatever comes in. It's like God will give you what you need, and you'll get what you need, not what you want. You can't come in with an expectation anywhere. And you know, whether somebody treats you, that's already being, what's that called, you are I guess I don't want to say high standard. You have high standards. You can't have high standards.
You're creating a standard already.
You're creating a standard, yeah.
General.
In that sense, you can't have any standard for it, because you don't know how art and creativity is going to move through you to find its way. And in the same way for ODB, or for example for Gunplay, you don't know how you, or even for yourself, you don't know how you're going to express yourself in this show, for example, and they may see it and they're already judging you because you're expressing yourself, but they don't know that that's the way that that's how passionate you are in the way that you express yourself. Or same way, like I had that problem with that issue within myself, and I spoke with Brent, which is usually the person that mixes and engineers my stuff, that he hears me, he's like, bro, you have so much energy. But it's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I need somebody there to tell me, yo, don't bring down your energy, bring down your tone. It's not the energy. But it's because I have so much passion for it, and you hear it's what you're listening to is not my tone, it's my passion for it, how much I love it, that I'm just unleashing everything that I've been holding for like 5 days.
Yeah, you're putting that shit down.
I'm putting it all out to the point that next week I listen to it and I'm like, yeah, this is not it. But it sounds so, saturated, I guess. But to that extent, I feel like the more passion you have, the more mistakenly you're gonna be seen.
Yes.
And so
100%.
I think that's how it
is. And to dive deeper in that, because expectations as well, just in general when it comes to people, because people change
all the time.
I mean, you could wake up tomorrow and say, I'm gonna go full vegan today.
Yeah.
And you follow it. Or vice versa. You can say, I'm tired of going to the gym. I know it's bad that I'm not gonna go, but I'm gonna take a year off. Fuck it. And everybody around you that may know you I think like we as people expect too much from other people.
Yeah.
Like we expect a person to, like, obviously respect and honor and dignity and pride. Those are kind of some top core things that you should be following. But in general, we expect people not to make mistakes, not to make certain mistakes, because you view one mistake as, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah.
And another person be like, that's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So people walk around with this mentality of having
entitlement.
expectations from people. Like, you know, you expect this person to that. And I think that is a downfall with all of us, because, you know, you can expect me to shoot your show, right? And I can be consistent with it every day. And then let's say next week I'm just tell you flat out, bro, I'm just want to take a break, or I want to chill. I got drunk yesterday. I'm hungover.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like I kind of built the expectation from you by setting my toll of being there on time all the time, and then now you have the mentality of them, like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you expected something from me.
Right.
And I think that as humans, we shouldn't expect anything from anybody. We should actually, in reality, look at it as a blessing when we do anything with anybody.
Yeah, that is right.
You know, like anything we do with somebody, if it's positive or negative, but majority positive, it should be a blessing. Like, you should always see, like, somebody did anything with you on a camaraderie level, you should be like, wow.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, exactly. It blows you away rather than being, oh yeah, he's supposed to do that.
Right.
Type of stuff.
Right.
And I feel like that comes from a point of entitlement, but also from a point of once those type of things happen, of like me having those, like I said, those expectations from you, I feel like that already can't create any problems. Like you said, it's a blessing, the fact that you, for example, like I believe I was telling you yesterday to like meet up yesterday, do this. You're like, no, look, I think I have dinner today. I was like, I can't be telling you, no, we're supposed to do it today.
Right.
No, man, you know, it is what it is. It happens. It was not meant to be. You just let it go. You know, go. Whenever it happens, it happens. Hey, I want to take a break. Like, those things come, I believe it comes from a place of entitlement and feeling that people owe you something.
Yeah, so. Definitely. Like I told you, we don't know if the show could be an hour or 2 hours. Like, Gabriella's here. She asked us about the past.
I don't even know how long it's going to be.
Let's get into the first track. What you got today? Let's throw this on.
I got you.
You know how to connect.
Yes, sir.
Don't know what time the show ends or starts. Well, I know what time it starts when we do a live.
Yeah. You're already at 8:54.
You want another one or you good?
No, I'm good. Yeah. Thank you. I was actually looking for those.
Yeah. Shout out to High Noon, our official, unofficial sponsor.
Hopefully.
Of the Matic Monday season episode saga, whatever you want to call it. High Noon. You know, I was doing my homework on the liquors itself, and I was looking like what kind of light shit we could drink, because I know you're not a heavy drinker. And I was looking at different things, and the reason why I also like High Noon is because I was looking at the ingredients. It's sparkling water.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, it's sparkling water. Like, the other ones are malt. The other ones are malt liquor. The other ones are like flavored,
like
something.
Fruity, what's the other one?
There's a bunch. I don't want to name them. I don't want to bash them. And they're not even sponsoring us the way High Noon is. So
High Noon is the one.
But sparkling water is dope. So it's fresh. What we playing today? What you got?
Playing Maybe. That's actually beautiful.
You know the vibes is Litty Willie from Litty Productions. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us, sharing, liking, commenting, doing all that good stuff. Just to let y'all know, we got Instagram live videos, we got YouTube videos, we got all kinds of different productions. That's why we call ourselves Litty Productions. Make sure y'all hit me up if y'all looking for something at Litty Willie _, Litty Show Productions on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just make sure you hit me up. We out.
It's the Litty Show. The Litty Show.
You know the fucking vibe, man.
Feeling like I have been doubted for way too long. And maybe I don't got to listen to them, but maybe a lot of voices speaking, a lot of eyes are creeping. They're watching every move and giving me all the opinions. Feeling like I may be lost, want to run away, been looking for peace, but all I keep on finding is pain. I went ahead and followed my heart and my intuition. It cost me more than anything and been having some issues. Family is looking different, they don't talk the same. I wish that they will listen and support, but that's okay. Praying every night, seeking for some guidance. I wait to get out of this rut that I just keep on finding. But all I need is that presidents to feed me, to go abroad and buy me some jewels I don't need. All I wish for is to break the cycle, be able to pay the mortgage off my parents' household, quit the job that's taking this life out of me, go chase the future that I see before I go to sleep. But it was all a dream, Biggie said it best. Maybe all I got is passion and it's in my head. Maybe I have to let it go, just forget. Maybe I got to listen to the voices in my head. Feeling like I have been doubted for way too long. And maybe I don't got to listen to them. But maybe I felt some distance from myself and I've been dying, wanting to go out and ask for some help. And I wish I could go back in time to see into my eyes, to speak some truth into my mind, and pick me up from the darkest places I've been. Cause all this time I've been my own therapist. My reflection is the one who has been staying by my side throughout the day and night. The clouds are one of the only few that just come around. I never let all the emotions out. I keep on hoping that one day things may change, but all stays the same. I aim to be the best, but I guess I ain't enough. Maybe I need to run away. Maybe I need to run away. Feeling like I have been doubted for way too long. And maybe I don't got to listen to them. But maybe I gotta get paid, but to what expense? Do I wanna reach an age where I cannot go back? With a list full of regrets that I may go and talk with my friends and realize that time does fly well it does. One thing is to waste it and the other one is to never use it. You put it to work, you went and blew it, just cause you didn't want to risk it. Now it's too late, we at your funeral, you missed it.
On this, you know, I be writing shit when I listen to music.
Line up your phone.
Oh, wow. So, all right, let me start off. Dope track.
Thank you.
Dope track. You write a lot of tracks that make me feel like they belong in movies.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like, so I can see this track playing with a character standing like on Times Square and everybody's walking past them fast as hell.
They're just
Just standing there looking at the Jumbotron trying to figure out what they're going to do in life with
I
movie.
had one of... originally, for Rules Nobody Follow, I had an idea for it to be the cover of like everybody walking, like for example in New York in Times Square, everybody's walking that way. Yeah, you have that guy, everybody's walking this way, you have this guy looking forward, like somebody just standing in there. I had that in my mind. I'm catching it,
but yeah, like you do write a lot of soundtrack worthy music. Like it sounds dope. First song that I can actually hear you controlling your vocals very well on that hook.
Thank you.
Like you're holding tune very well.
Right.
It sounds crisp. It sounds clear. You sound like you know what you're doing when it comes to singing. Good shit.
I was actually, that day that I was recording that, I was starting to get sick. Like I was very clogged up here, and I was like, bro,
yeah, I know you got bad sinus problems.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck this up. I was already thinking like that, and I was telling my friends like, yo, listen to this, and they're like, bro, it sounds great. Stop it, because.
So I'm not the only person that told you it sounds good.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Brandon and Gabriel were the ones that they were there. I believe she was there too. But I was telling her, I'm like, bro, I can feel that I'm getting so sick. And so when you obviously, your voice sounds a little bit different. Obviously, when you're clogged up and you have a lot of like phlegm, I guess, around here.
Congestion.
Yeah, and then when you're trying to breathe, sometimes the mic picks up the fact that all, your saliva muffled, and all that. Yeah, all the muffled stuff. I was like, bro, I'm going to fuck all the steaks. Oh, it's gonna sound horrible. And they're like,
nah, dude, it came out
clean.
A1 shit. I fuck with it. Like I said, because you have a couple other that you're using vocals, but this one you sound like you're controlling it. I don't know if you practice it or just the song, the vibe.
The reason why I wrote the song is because I was actually frustrated over the fact that I wasn't coming up with something in a week. Because like I was telling Renee, and I told you that my process is having 3 songs every week. And then having that one that really hits. So I get frustrated, and she always tells me, don't get frustrated, because not every week is going to be your week, so it's fine. And then there goes for the setting expectations for yourself.
Yep.
And I was already frustrated because I was like, I can't, it's already, I start my days, my Mondays and Wednesday. So I'm off Mondays and Tuesdays, and then I work on Wednesdays. And then that's my Monday, and then I was already frustrated because it's Wednesday, I don't have anything written. what am I doing? I got home and I was actually hitting up another artist, and I'm like, man, like I'm so frustrated. I can't write. I don't know what to write. And then he told me, he was like, those are the moments where you actually get something to write about.
Right.
You know, because you're so frustrated, and that's how when motivation or inspiration comes in. When you're like all the way in the bottom, you find it.
That shit goes down.
Yeah, exactly. And I started writing about that, which is why I said, I wait to get out of this rut that I just keep on finding and all those things. And I remember me rehearsing that over and over. It just came smooth because I wrote this song in a day or two, and then the week after that I recorded it.
God damn. My last one was I butchered this one. I know it's not the exact lyrics, but you said something in the sense of sometimes I don't feel like I'm enough, and I feel like I want to run away.
Right. That comes from that perspective of I guess looking from the other side. And I think I told you this, and I also told to Renee this, that when you're recording, you have two voices that tell you. One tells you you're doing great, and then the other one tells you stop doing what you're doing, go back, sit on the couch, and do whatever you're gonna do, and just be there, waste your day, type of stuff. And then 90% of the times you want to listen to that voice, and then
Right.
the other 10 you kind of like have to listen to the other one telling you, hey man, keep going, don't worry about it, And there's a lot of factors that kind of contribute up to feeling like that. You just run away, go away. That's what I meant by that.
And the funny shit is, you're having all these thoughts in your brain, but as a man, as a provider, as a husband,
You can't think about it.
you're just sitting there smiling like life is great.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't understand what artists, and I'm not considering myself a hip hop artist, but I do consider myself an artist of the craft of what I do, and I do a lot, dude. I'm always on the go. I'm never not doing something, but sometimes I think this is why I continue on doing what I do, is because no matter what I am doing, work, sad, happy,
keep going.
crying. No, I'm always thinking
Right.
about my show and I'm battling my own self on how I can do that better on the show. How I could do like literally, I could be driving with my family to
And
go,
you're already-
and I'm in my brain. I'm sitting there
Somewhere
thinking
else.
100 words, and it's like it's hard to maintain. It's hard to satisfy yourself.
Yeah.
It's very hard to
'Cause
satisfy
you set
yourself.
high expectations for yourself,
Dude.
all the time.
And like what people don't see as artists as well as an independent artist is that you have way more downtime than you do happy times. Meaning you're spending so much time beating yourself up and telling yourself that you're not at a certain level, you're not at a certain place, you're not at where you want to be, just for only ounce of 2 seconds of maybe you had 100 streams this month and you had 50 last month. For that short little time you're happy, and then like tomorrow you wake up and it's like,
Fuck.
but I didn't do 200,
Exactly.
but I didn't do 300. So I think it's a gift and a curse because it keeps you going.
Yeah.
But it's a curse because it comes with, I don't know, maybe not you, but me, it comes with also a lot of depression.
Yeah, it does, because it brings you down to the fact that almost it could pull you apart and away from your passion, from what you want to do, from that thing that you're feeling so depressed about that you're not making, when in reality you're so close. And that's I forgot who said that, but like I don't want to quit when I'm so close
Right.
about getting there.
Well, I tell people all the time, it's like, imagine today we're having this conversation. You go through I go through one of my episodes, or one of us just go through one of our episodes where we start getting depressed that we're not where we're at, and then we quit, and we say, "Fuck it, I'm deleting my Instagram. I'm deleting all this shit." And that's the day a person wrote you and told you, "Hey, I got a contract for you."
Yeah, exactly. That's to me that's the worst thing, and not apart from what I said, like in the last verse of this song, I said, "Do I gotta get paid? But to what expense? Do I want to reach an age where I cannot go back with a list full of regrets that I may go and talk to my friends and realize that time does fly? Well, it does. So I don't want to realize that I reach a certain age, and obviously there is never too late for anything, but you reach a certain age where your responsibilities outgrow your kind of like your dreams and your passions.
Yes.
Because you have to be a man or be a provider and all those things, and you have to put that in the table first rather than yourself. You sacrifice that for your kids, for your family, for whatever it is, and you realize that time did fly and you didn't do that thing that you always wanted to do, and then subconsciously you may even input that onto your son or your daughter that you want them to be. And I feel like that also comes from a Hispanic family, that we're not able to become that doctor, but they want their son or their daughter to become that doctor, right?
Right.
So I feel like that also may be inputted or maybe placed in us or myself or you, that if you don't make what you wanted to do, you may put that as that burden to your son or to your daughter, like, hey, you need to do this because I didn't do it when I was a kid. I don't know if that makes sense.
Somewhat, yeah. Somewhat it does.
There.
It does. I think though also the gift and curse that I have is that I want to pass on to my kids. It's not I don't have expectations for them to make something, but I do want to put the pressure on them. Although I shouldn't be wanting to put pressure on my kids,
Right.
is never giving up.
Right, exactly.
At no cost.
That's something that I've been telling that I've told.
Because it's
Gabby.
pressure. It is pressure.
It is pressure, but I feel like to me, what I've told Gabby many times and what I told myself is like, I want to be able to work out for as long as I can to show to demonstrate at that point that when I have a kid, to show, hey, my dad is 55 years old and he's still working out. He's still healthy, so I can do it. Exactly.
250 pounds, but I told my kid, listen, I
it.
go.
Exactly.
I
you
go. No
then,
excuses.
Like, this or like the music.
Right.
You were not, this successful, but it doesn't matter because you still went ahead and did that thing.
Right.
Franklin, FDR has a poem that he wrote that's called "The Man in the Arena," that actually was the reason that I did this. I was gonna tat it up here. That he said, "Do not always." The man in the arena goes about appreciate the man that goes in the arena for him. For him, he is, he dared to failed greatly, and did not stand on the sidelines like those poor souls that never knew nor defeat nor victory.
Nothing. Right.
Exactly. Nothing. You don't want to be that person on the sidelines that didn't know a victory or defeat. At least if you went and did this and you didn't become the next Kanye, but you went ahead and became that artist and you did that, and then you said, hey, listen, you know what, I'm done. That's all I wanted to do.
Right.
You did that, and then you can say, hey, I didn't become the Kanye or Eminem, but
you became your own Kanye.
Exactly. I did this, and I can demonstrate, and I can say it with a proud heart or whatever. I did this.
Definitely. Told you this. Sometimes we don't know how long the show's gonna be. Matic, let's get into a little bit. You want another one?
No, I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Let's get into some personal Matic questions. So I always do this to get your fans to know you a little bit better, your people to know you a little better. So, what has been one of the funniest Matic stories that nobody has never heard before? It could have been you slipping on ice. It could have been you shitting on yourself in kindergarten.
I can say. Let me think. I have a few.
I want the one that is like the funniest.
Let's see. I'm thinking. I had. Let's see. Gabriel.
And your wife is here today, so I want maybe one that she never heard neither.
No, actually, I'm gonna say one that I think it was my fault because I went to a shooting range one time.
Oh man, here we go.
And
shooting range story.
Yeah, and then I shot for my first time. I shot an AK-47, and then I wanted to keep the shell for it. And then a few days later, after that, we were supposed to catch a plane to Tennessee, and by accident, I believe she was wearing something of mine, and the shell that I had so I took it out because I wanted to collect it.
Right.
From the AK-47. Thank you. I think she had it in her pocket, but I didn't know because I didn't remember. Honestly.
Right.
And we were going to the TSS, to
TSA,
and she put everything else, and then she literally took it out in front of a camera. She went like, "Oh my God, what's this?" And it was a shell. And I'm like, "Oh my God, we're gonna get arrested.
We're fucked."
Right, so we're fucked. And then we were late for the plane. The plane, I think it was gonna board at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. It was already 8:40. We were late. We were the last people to board the plane. And I was like, bro, I told her, I was like, fucking bring it down. So then after that, I remember that I probably put it in my pocket. I forgot, but she literally, like, what I remember, she literally took it out like that.
Oh, so you didn't get in trouble?
No, nothing at all. Nothing happened. Thank God, because she didn't know what it was. Obviously, she didn't know.
Right.
So, but she literally pulled it out, like, show me, like, hey, what's this? Like, yelling at her, like, And then I was with my other friend that he went shooting with me. He's like, bro, you put a fucking show out. I was like, I don't remember.
And then you're scared because of your status too, right? So
yeah, and that's something that in the back of my head, I guess.
it's always there.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with anything like that. So
So we're related. You want to hear mine?
What?
It's not my funniest story, but it's related to yours.
Okay.
So I'm a security director, and on my part time, I run another security business, and it's an arms site.
Okay.
So I would go and collect their guns at night. I would collect all their guns. I would collect everything, all the weapons, all the ammo, all the weapons, all the everything, because they would have to clock it in, and I would go sign everything in, boom, whatever. So I was going on vacation to New York the next day. I went, I picked up the guns, I put everything in my bag. I took all their weapons, took everything out. I had all the logs, I had everything. Got home, took everything out, put it in the house. Same bag I used for work. I used to travel with, because I said fuck. I put my laptop in there,
right.
Put a couple magazines in there, whatever. Put it in there. So I'm going through TSA, and we're in line. There's an Arabic person in front of me, and there's an American man behind me, Caucasian. So the Arabic guy is going through back and forth, and for some reason he wasn't clearing. So the Caucasian guy behind me is joking, being racist. He's like, I wonder what he got on him, ha 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 ha. And I'm like, yeah, all right, like whatever. So they pull him aside. I said, next, boom, call me. So they're going through my bag. Put your hands up, thing, machine,
yeah.
blah blah blah. Stops. Everything just stops. So I'm not paying attention, but I hear the conveyor belt stop, going back and forth, and then I hear like a beeping, but I'm not paying attention. I'm thinking it's the Arabic guy, because remember,
yeah, you thinking that's him.
there's something going on when they pull up to the side. So man, the lady was like, come through. So she starts patting me down, checking on me and everything. And I said, okay. And then she's like, can you follow me? And I'm like, yeah, where are we going? She's like, oh, I need you to go in that room. And I was like, what room? Like, she says, no, go in that room right there. So I sit in the room, and it's a white room with a chair. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I know for a fact I don't got shit on me. Like, I'm not doing nothing illegal. So I'm sitting there, and I thought it was maybe because we were joking about the guy. So I'm like, oh shit, like, yeah. So the guy is a cop, a Broward shirt, because I'm leaving out of Fort Lauderdale. Broward shirt cop comes in the room, and he's like, how are you today? And I'm like, good. He's like, where you going? I said, New York, and I'm actually like running a little late. Like, am I in trouble or nothing? He's like, let me ask you a question. And I said, yeah. He's like, do you have gun magazines in your bag? I said, yeah, I got like 4 or 5, I think I have it from, he's like, you have 4 or 5 gun magazines? I said, yeah, I have 4 or 5 gun magazines. What's the problem? He's like, no, I'll come back. So I'm like, what is he talking about? Now, mind you, I have gun magazines that I read from work because we order the catalog.
Right.
He comes back with 5 clips with bullets in them. I forgot to take clips out of the bag.
Damn.
So I said, oh, shit. I said, oh, shit. I said, listen, I know what it looks like, and whatever we need to do. He's like, what do you do for a living? Are you PD? And I'm like, no. I'm a security director. Here's my credentials. Here's all my paperwork. When you said gun magazines, I do have gun magazines in the bag. Right. And I said, I'm thinking you're talking about the reading material. I didn't think you were talking about magazines as in clips. He's like, what are you doing with all this? And I said, well, I work at a site. Here's my site. Here's my boss's information. Here's the card. Here's everything. I said, if you go in my bag, if those clips are still there, I do have logs and sheets, and they can match everything that's on there. Right. He's like, yeah, we seen all that, but why are you trying to... I said, no, I'm not trying to take them. I worked last night because I would get off at 12:30 from picking them up. Right. The flight was at 5 in the morning. I was like, I must have done it by mistake. Long story short, it was like an hour. I didn't miss the flight still. He comes back. He's like, listen, I can't let you keep these. I said, bro, you can do whatever you want with them. You can keep them. You can sell them. I just want to get on my plane and go to New York. He's like, you're good. Everything checked out. Blah, blah, blah. He said, just make sure you check your fucking bags. He said, if it was guns, you would have been in a lot more trouble. But there's nothing with clips that you can... Yeah, so... Funny Matic story. Funny gun story. Wow. So, people, check your fucking bags and pockets to make sure you have nothing on you before you go on the plane. I could have sworn
they were going to arrest you.
I was scared, but he's like, all my story checked out, all the paperwork checked out, the intent. When you release, when you release your first major album, what would you name it?
I was actually figuring that name out with Jay and talking with Jay and Renee, and actually brand too. I wanted to be named something related towards the like a story in regards to maybe what I had in mind was the growth of a person as is, of somebody that is expected to lose, but at the end they win.
Won.
Yeah, they won. I was like reading, for example, not reading. Sorry, this movie that I love, American Gangster. I'm looking at that movie all the time.
Denzel?
Yeah, from Denzel. The Godfather. You know how you have those people that are in power, or they're coming to power, but they have a lot of people around them that they don't want them to win.
Yeah.
But they still, because of perception and and I guess the 2020 vision, they're able to win and get to those spaces. So that's where I guess my mindset was coming from. I don't have a name right now that I can tell you, but that's more or less towards the story that I want to get to.
Just got to make sure we bring manifestation into this whole thing, because you will make it one day, just so you know.
Exactly.
What's an unusual skill or talent that you have that people don't know? Besides drawing.
Besides drawing?
Don't say drawing.
I cook a lot.
You cook a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cooking is one. Yeah.
Is he good? Okay. All right. Making sure.
Certified.
What's one secret you've never told anyone?
Secret that
She's coming more often.
Yeah, I know.
Could be something simple, like you were scared of the dark.
I was scared of heights for a while.
Like genuinely.
Like generally scared.
Scared.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, and I think that the way that I kind of like, and that's about the skydiving stuff that we were talking earlier. I think the reason why I want to also do it is because I learned as I grew from when I was little, the way that I surpassed my fears is that you have to go and say, and she always asks like, hey, are you nervous? Are you like, for example, a performance or anything, or like coming here even, are you nervous? And I'm like, yeah, but the way you respond, your body assimilates the way you respond. So if your response is, yeah, I'm super nervous, like shaking, all that, your body's going to intake that. The way you speak to yourself, or the words you speak out, kind of assimilate to the feeling that you're going to get, and the way you're going to react, how your body's going to react. So, for example, she asked me, hey, are you nervous about this or that? I was like, yeah, I am, but
I'll get it.
It's kind of like and your body kind of assimilates that, like, okay, we're not nervous. We accept that we may fear a little bit, but
it's okay. It's normal.
It's okay, exactly. Like fear of heights, fear of holding a gun for the first time when I went shooting. I was like, I don't know what this is. Yeah, I'm kind of like nervous, but I'm not gonna show you I'm nervous.
Right.
I'm just gonna intake it, and that's it. Let it go. And you do it, and then you're like, oh, okay. Like everything, you get that trust within yourself that you okay. But like performing, you're nervous, but just go in, like act like you're not nervous. It's all a performance within yourself, or like you don't want to run, you don't want to be in the gym, but act like you want to be in the gym, and then it kind of grows into
it. Goes into it, right?
Exactly.
I can tell you he is still a little nervous because he still asks me to use the bathroom.
Out of courtesy.
Most embarrassing moment you ever had in your life?
I was little. I was about 7 years old to 8, and I was giving a presentation, and I forgot the words.
We talked about this one.
I think so.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
And I wrote what I have forgotten. I wrote it on my palm. And I think somebody recorded a video of it. And I remember seeing that video. I was like in 4th grade. And I was just so afraid and ashamed that I forgot the words, because everybody knew their words except for me. And I literally went like this, and then my hand was so sweaty that everything, and I was like, so I was sorry, and then I kind of walked off, like I just stopped. Yeah,
but it was embarrassing.
That was embarrassing.
It's funny that you say that too, because another story. I took off today because I was spending time with my grandma. I take her to her doctor's appointments, and today they did a test with her to make sure her brain is still there. She understands. She's good, but. She tell her that they told her 3 words. 3 words. It was beach chair, sun, and something else she told me. I don't know. I was paying attention, but I didn't remember what she told me. I should probably get checked. But she told me that they told her the 3 words, right? And this is how fucking slick. Like, this is my grandma in New York, and she says that she didn't know what the test was for, but they told her 3 words. She wrote the first letter of each word on her 3 fingertips. Wow. When the lady turned her back. They said, at 45 minutes later, randomly, the lady said, what was the 3 words that I told you? And she said she remembered 2, and then the 3rd one she remembered because she wrote on the thing of her thing. I was like, but meanwhile, you're not supposed to do that. Crazy. They're checking to see if you're okay. Like,
oh no, I gotta pass this test.
She thinks it's like a fucking like an exam where she's gonna fail. I'm like, if you fail, it's okay. We need to know how hard you. Yeah, but so similar story. Yeah, that's my grandma, man. Next track. What we playing? You know the vibes is Litty Willie from Litty Productions. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us, sharing, liking, commenting, doing all that good stuff. Just to let y'all know, we got Instagram live videos, we got YouTube videos, we got all kinds of different productions. That's why we call ourselves Litty Productions. Make sure y'all hit me up if y'all looking for something at Litty Willie _, Litty Show Productions on Instagram, all that good stuff. Just make sure you hit me up. We out.
It's the Litty Show. The Litty Show.
You know the fucking vibe, man.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Things I think.
Things I think.
Do me wrong. Yeah.
Let me see.
Do me right now, baby.
This is what the other guy? You said me this.
Struggling to keep peace. Brain is demanding bloodshed from a heart that just won't stop crying. Scratches and battle wounds all around my coronary artery. Shit. I gave them the hand and they slapped me. It hurt me so bad, like Fredo to Michael, like Judas to Christ, Brutus to Julius Caesar. How can I give the other cheek? No. Stressing so much got me doubting if God had a plan to give me some land. He placed so much data in my DNA for it to be going to waste. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? Didn't know the language, now I can write you a Bible and lyrically paint you the birth of Venus, a different creature. I look at the stars and get a simulation, understanding my reflection, knowing that my surroundings can't change. Only if I think differently, I can obtain everything. These are things that I think, underneath of my skin. Life is nothing but a blink. Life is nothing but a blink. These are things that I think, underneath of my skin. Life is nothing but a blink. Life is nothing but a blink. Losing my head, I don't know where to find it. Asking for knowledge like Solomon, that is a dangerous thing. You could be conquering, damaging, gaining, and taking away from the poor to the rich, going the opposite way, and that is something that you never see, cause everybody think the same. Money and fame, above it all, you wanna be a star, I get it, but wouldn't you rather be creating galaxies? It is a magical thing, and when you find out what is it that you're meant to be. Not to get pain, causing a strain, leaving a stain, harming yourself, that will never go away. Embrace your emotions but controlling them. Love is forever, it is a savior. Pride is a devil, hate is disgusting. They live together, it's up to you to make a choice. Yeah, whether to live or to go. Suffering and living are the same, just like the sun and the moon connect. You get to pick which one you are, you better realize time does go by.
It wasn't mastered or mixed.
Yeah, this
no,
was
okay.
mixed mastered. Yeah.
Sounds much better.
Thank you.
Sounds much better.
Yeah, this was I believe 5 to 6 months old already.
Yeah, I think it was maybe our second time.
Yeah, I think I played it because I just did it.
It was raw.
Yeah, it was raw. Yeah, it was raw. You told me, yeah, it needs to be. I think, yeah, I remember that.
Maybe that's why I don't remember it being.
Because it was touched. Yeah, this was touched by the beat is made by Rob Nolan. Shout out to him. Brant mixed and mastered it. And then I also had another guy, the dude that I was telling you about. His name is I call him Domingo. That's his last name. From Orlando. He was the one that also mastered it again with Brent. So it has a lot of hands touched by it.
A+ shit.
Yeah, that's why I like. And also maybe too that got touched by him. But the version that I uploaded, that's gonna get that's reaching streaming platforms is the one done by Brent.
Okay.
I wanted to kind of like leave that. He did that. and then these other two, I may even put him on because I want to release an album by the end of the year. Once I do that, I'm thinking about adding those that Domingo did,
Right.
as mix and master engineer by him, so he can get some credit of it too, as a different version.
Right. Dope. Pride is the devil. What is the difference between pride and joy? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I think joy is what you get from what you have around in your surroundings, and I believe that the reason why I said pride is a devil is because pride could mean life and death between for anybody, because pride can mean me killing you or me saving you. I think no, pride can mean me killing you. Rather than saving you. Yeah, I think that's correct. Simply because pride is something that I believe we all have that pride and that sense of pridefulness that affects not only relationships, it affects everything. If I'm too prideful for it to tell you, hey, listen, I don't feel like we should keep on doing the show anymore because of this, but I'm too prideful to tell you that, or too prideful to tell you like I don't like it when you do these type of things. I don't know, like I believe that pride is that, which is why I view it as a devil, because that part of our brain, or that section of our brain, of our heart that stops us from communicating the realness or the emotional part of ourselves to get our point across. That's
especially as Hispanic men. I think like pride as Hispanic men, and I'm not saying I'm not familiar with any of the. I'm saying that I'm not familiar with other cultures, but I can say in the Hispanic culture, pride is a very drilled and downloaded thing into you as a young man. Yeah, encoded very, very strongly. I was on a podcast last week, and they told me the red pill is the alpha, the blue pill is the beta. Which pill are you? And I basically told them I'm purple.
Purple pill.
Because I don't believe in alpha and I don't believe in beta. Like, because I'm man enough to maintain my household, but I'm beta enough to say I need help doing it. Yeah. I'm not going to say that I can do everything on my own. I can do everything on my own.
You can be prideful enough to do things on your own, but you also recognize the times that you need help.
Right. And, even when it comes to finances, I can be prideful enough to say that I can't afford something. A lot of men in the Hispanic culture, it's frowned upon to tell your wife,
hey,
I need help with paying this bill. Yeah, you're not even supposed to fix your mouth and say some shit like that, as a man. Like, so those are things that pride, and I think that pride, as you stated, is the devil because it can lead to a lot of things. Pride can make you, like, for example, if I can't pay my bills, I'm gonna go out and do something that I shouldn't be doing because I'm too prideful to ask my wife.
That's right.
Can you help get a part-time job to pay the light at least? Because so no, I'm gonna go and steal.
Exactly, because I'm too prideful to ask for help.
I'm too prideful to ask for help.
Or like simply if you have a certain issue, a mental health issue or something like that,
right?
Or mangoes or anybody, you're too prideful to go ahead and seek, help when you gotta seek help, but you're just too prideful to go aid and ask for help.
Definitely.
Or that type of thing, which is why I said like I think that part of us that decides that we don't need help, we can do it on our own. That's the devilish part of ourselves that we think that we can take all the world, all the weight of the world. When in reality, I believe that we always have that help. God is there to help us. I believe that, but I believe that since we're made in God's image, we're all. I'm not saying that we're all gods, but we're all made in God's image because we help each other. We're all one, as is. So it's not bad for you to go ahead and ask for help or seek for help because you're asking. You're equal. Somebody is equal to you. Okay, I need help.
Correct.
And I believe that once you don't ask for help, that's already your demise. You're deciding to go ahead and draw yourself onto something else. Pridefulness can make you, hey, I need help because I can't stop drinking. You can go ahead and kill yourself drinking or going to yourself through some drug. Like Mac Miller, for example, rest in peace, passed away. Maybe he was too prideful to say, hey, I need help because I feel this type of way. He went ahead and keep going, even though I know it was a mistake. but maybe he was a person that needed help. Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Amy Winehouse. I just watched her life
Wow.
story.
Oh,
There's
yeah?
a movie out. Yeah,
There's a
check it
movie out, yeah. So
check it out.
I need to see it. Too prideful to say that you need help, and those are the individuals that probably were placed in the position where they were not able to seek help, or they didn't know they needed help. But
Too many yes people around them too.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's another
Same
thing.
thing with Elvis that
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Same thing.
How do you substitute pride? Because we all want to be prideful for our accomplishments. We maybe not so much want to boast, but we do want to show the world that we did this when somebody didn't. Because when you, for example, you said when I make my album, I'm going to put it in the name of a sense where I beat all odds and things like that. So, is that borderline pride, or how do you show the world that you did something and you're proud of yourself?
I feel like, I think I was seeing the. I didn't see the whole interview, but you know Vlad, I believe.
DJ Vlad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he does a lot of interviews and all that stuff. I think he was interviewing somebody, a guy from Compton, that he is the person in front of Pimp a Butterfly, the cover. Mm-hmm. The cover is like there's a lot of people in the White House. He's the main guy in the front of the bottle, and with his head like that. He was telling. They were asking him about Kendrick Lamar. He's like, "Oh, that's my man. That's my guy." I feel like that's how kind of you substitute a little bit of that pridefulness by putting in the people in that thing. You know what I mean? Like I was telling Bryant that he's right now working on releasing an album that he has 10 songs that he's working on.
And they never interviewed him.
And we have never interviewed him. I'm still pushing him, and he's so close. He's just tied. Like same thing with Renee. He's just tied up with in his own world too, and it's fine. It's actually we want you to be tied up in your own world. I was telling him like once you finish with that, you let me know so we can switch gears and start concentrating on the creation of my album. But I don't want it to be my album. I want it to be a collaborative effort
from
everybody is there.
Right.
I don't want all the songs to be mine. I want some songs. I want one song with you. I want one song with this person, and I also want a song with everybody. It doesn't matter if the song's 10 minutes, but I want to be a collaborative effort where everybody's involved. And I feel like I just hit up an artist last 2-3 days ago. He followed me. I thought his content was great. I hit him up, hey bro, you're amazing. Let's do a collab. Left me on red. I don't feel like maybe it could mean so many factors, but I'm just taking it like this. It could be that, and I think you said it. Too many people are prideful, or too many people want to be that star. They're willing to sacrifice connections with other people, to just be themselves.
Yes.
And I feel like instead of just making the connection, I feel like how I think I talked to this with Jay, that Miami's just recognized for a certain thing, and it's because everybody wants to be that one person when it should be a collaborative thing. That you connect with everybody, and then you create this connection, and you all become that thing.
In
that
Miami, nobody's okay with being behind the camera. Unfortunately, in Miami, everybody wants to be in front of the camera. Everybody wants to be the face. Everybody wants to be a star.
The one.
And then on top of that, we have this new drug. It was crack, it was cocaine, it was Percocets, it was lean, and now it's called clout. And it's super addicting. Everybody feels the need that they want to be the star. They want to be the face. They want to be recognized. And they want to walk in the street. See, but a lot of people don't understand as well is that they want that drug, but then when they get it, can they handle it? Because can you handle walking in Publix and people bothering you and talking to you?
Be careful what you wish for.
Be careful what you wish for. Definitely. There's too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, bro. Definitely. That's another. We'll go 50 yards
deep.
Yeah, for sure. Random questions, but topics of the week or topics of the month. I asked this to a person I interviewed recently, so I want to ask you: should politics and hip hop's mix? And then I'll give you the reason why.
I think they mix.
Should they?
Should they?
Yeah.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should.
Okay, here's my thing. The story. So Rosenberg is a Jewish DJ and a Jewish hip hop historian. He is super duper 1000% inclined. You can ask him any question on hip hop, he'll answer it for you. Okay. He's a DJ on Hot 97.
I've seen him, yeah.
Very good, very knowledgeable, great guy. He's a Democrat. Okay. And he's on, and I'm saying this because that's what he preaches, that he's a
Right.
Democrat and he's Jewish. Very far left Democrat. Is it Democrats or left?
Democrat, I believe.
Republicans, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
right hand is Republican.
So he's very far left. Which whatever you pick.
Yeah, you pick
I
and choose.
think you pick and choose whatever you want to be. You want to be. That's fine.
Right.
But this is my problem. A rapper, a drill rapper by the name of Chef G, famous in New York, in the Bronx, from the Bronx. Trump was doing a rally, and Trump went to the Bronx. Chef G had just recently came out of jail, and he was rallying with him. He was posting with him. So Rosenberg seen this, and Rosenberg said on air to everybody, he shouldn't be able to perform in Summer Jam because he's supporting Trump. I think that's wrong.
I think that's wrong too.
You know, that I respect everybody's political thing.
Everybody has their opinion.
Everybody has their opinion, and there's certain things that political parties say that I don't understand why nobody questioned these kind of things. Like when Joe Biden said, "If you don't vote for me, you're not black." Like, that doesn't make no sense. And I'm not a Joe Biden fan. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a nobody fan. I don't vote, for the record. To let y'all know, I don't vote. But when you say certain things, like, I think that you're turning that into like some of a dictatorship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Yeah.
you're telling you're
manipulating.
Yeah, you're manipulating because you're a very high statured person in the hip hop. I don't know if he knows how much power he has, which I think he does. But to say that, it's like, you're basically saying we have to agree with you and your opinion, and if we don't, then I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's American.
Yeah, if we don't, you're eradicated. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear your opinion. I feel like that's the reason why I don't think that they should mix, because you get into that problem of you're trying. It's like religion. You kind of want to talk about your religion and music and all that stuff, but once you talk about it, it kind of makes people to choose sides.
Right. Especially when you're getting opinions.
Exactly.
Or I can say I like God, but if I say if you don't like God, you're going to hell, that's a different.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where the pride comes in, as far as like coming like that, and that's why again I said pride is a devil, because too many prideful people are gonna say, yeah, he shouldn't perform. But then what is it to say? Like, for example, you can talk anything and say anything about Michael Jackson, rest in peace. But Michael Jackson was still is one of the greatest to ever grab a mic and sing.
Oh, we can say that about a lot of them. I mean, even R. Kelly, that's in
R.
jail.
R. Kelly.
Proven fact of what he did.
Proof fact of you can say anything, but he was a great musician. He was a great musician, so he's still alive. Before and after his mistakes, he's still a great musician. Just because you play his song maybe right now and you like his song, that may be your favorite song, that may be the song that you kiss your wife when you were, I don't know, that you discover your first love and whatever. And I don't condone any of those type of actions, but how can I guess hang you or chastise you? You get me? Like, by just you listening to that song, you're listening to Ja Rule, and I tell you, yeah, Ja Rule is racist. It's like, no, man, Ja Rule is a musician, is an artist, and he just does music. Yeah, he is whatever beyond that, but you can't chastise people. You can't.
Don't bring politics into hip hop.
Yeah,
don't do that.
Man. That's
and if you do, like, whatever, if you say, like, if I go and rally for somebody, I mean, that's also my personal.
That's his opinion.
Yeah. It's like, so if I go rally for who I want to be president, I shouldn't have doors closed on me because I like this president.
No, not at all. Because that's your opinion, and you go like that, and you now if he was that he, I guess supported Trump and went there and he supports Trump. Let's say that he does support Trump because maybe he was just there, right place at the right time, wrong place at the wrong time, supported Trump, and then he goes the next day and does an interview and says, nah, I hate Trump and whatever. Like, yeah, you can probably kind of like hang him by that because he's saying this and now he's saying that. Right. But at the same time, you there's no, if the guy's good, it's like Kendrick Lamar or the whole thing about Palestine and Israel.
Yes.
All those things you can get so mixed. I think Kid Cudi posted something about supporting Palestine, and you can see the comments on follow.
Right.
And then I saw another artist, another pop artist that I follow that he's from Israel, that he was posting something, a lot of hate and stuff like that, and it's like, I think I saw a comment that said, man, I like you, like the music that you put out, but honestly, if I was you, I would have not get involved with this.
Right.
And he said, I'm gonna unfollow you right now. You know, and that's a very respectful answer, because if I was me, I wouldn't even get involved with that, because it's a very touchy subject.
Correct.
That you can either get killed or maybe shot, and then hope that you survive.
Endorsements, lose money. You're a celebrity, lose endorsements.
And then by you can become collateral damage,
Yes.
and then you may like it or not, but you kind of like touched it. You touched that subject. So, like for example, you know how you said it, the Trump stuff. He may not support Trump,
The
but
Diddy
now
thing. How many people are deleting their pictures with Diddy right now?
exactly, you know, not Diddy. Diddy was you know, a great musician, a great whatever you may want to call it. But yeah, you have these things, but this is this and this is that. I feel like it has to be separated and it can't be mixed, because if you didn't know all these things about Diddy, you'd still be supporting him. But now that you know, it's like, oh no, I can't. That's fine. It's two things. Like, it's like if we find out right now that Pun, rest in peace, was a serial killer and whatever. Yeah,
Well, they try to bring that on Diddy because, on the record, I'm a big Pun fan and I'll speak on both sides. There's a video of him assaulting his wife. So people will try to say, well, I have people personally hit me up and say, oh, you're a Pun fan and Pun did this. And I'm like, okay, but he's still making music. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not approving of that, you know? And on top of that, he's dead too. So, like,
he passed away. So it's like, things like
he's
that.
answering to God for that right now.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, definitely. After all and everything is said and done with Drake and Kendrick, right? It's done. We're finished. We're not gonna beat a dead horse. But my question is, if it wasn't Drake and all the Avengers force came out and did this to another artist, would somebody feel bad for that artist?
You're saying they feel bad about Greg?
No, I'm asking because it's like,
if it was different, somebody else would feel bad about.
Would they say that, oh, they're picking on him, they're ganging up on him? Because it did take a lot of people,
yeah,
to bring this guy down.
A$AP Rocky, The Weeknd,
Future,
Kanye, Future, Metro Booming, Kendrick, J. Cole. Let's not count him. I forgot who else. Rick Ross.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You see how you name the list, you start thinking about this, right?
I think they probably would have felt bad about, you know, you'll be like, nah, you're picking on him. I think if they would have gone like everybody against A$AP Rocky, I think he probably would have been buried. And I don't know if you heard the new song that he did. It's called Wawan Delilah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's not a good time to throw out a pop song.
Yeah, and then he put a post that I saw. A goat doesn't worry about one-trick ponies. I don't know why he posted that, but obviously that was a shot aimed to.
Well, so the question to that, and the second part question to that is that, does Drake have some kind of hip hop power that it took that many people to?
I think that it seemed like he did, but it came to show that he doesn't.
Okay.
Because I feel like it was, and that I believe that was the purpose of this whole thing that happened. It was to show that you're viewing yourself as a powerful person, but you in reality behind closed doors you don't have power because nobody trusts you. And I feel like the power comes from power of the people, and at the end of the day, everybody sided up with Kendrick. Sorry,
Kendrick, yeah.
Majority of the people sided with Kendrick. There's some people that still side with Drake, but to me right now, I can't even hear a Drake song without thinking about what. Fuck him up. I can't think about that.
Since our first episode, what has been your biggest advantage so far? Like, out of this whole thing, this whole journey that we've been having?
I feel like the main advantage is exposing myself onto a new way of expressing myself, but also inputting my music and letting it be shown towards another side, because God knows tomorrow, like how you said, we may think like, I don't know what we're doing, you know, maybe we should stop, and then we get hit up by somebody, hey, I like the show, let's give you guys a contract, let's put you forward, you know, and they won't even know that they may even like our conversations, and they may say, yeah, we like your conversations, we kind of don't like your music, and be like, oh shit. So
or vice versa.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
watching your show and I like his music. You know,
exactly.
The show's cool, but I like that artist.
And I don't know if you started seeing like how when I put the little clips that I put my music behind it, and like how you said it. I think you told me this. Like French Montana used to record the videos and he put his songs behind it, and then people will listen to a song and they'll be like, "Oh, what song is this?"
Right.
You know, like pick up their ears because you never know what's gonna catch somebody's attention
in this
know?
internet world.
Mm-hmm.
What's your goal for the next 6 months? Because we've been doing this for a half a year already. Sounds like
That's crazy.
it's a half a year.
That's crazy.
We're in June.
And then about to be July.
Yeah, June 15th will probably be the official half of the year.
Yeah.
And we're right down there, so...
I feel like my goal right now is to keep on releasing and then aiming to, I guess, switching gears, to creating the album that I want to create, but I already want to put hands on and start like going and figuring out the name, the cover, and then who I'm gonna have in it, et cetera, and then releasing it by the end of the year. That's what I want, you know.
Album release, interview.
Album release,
a studio interview.
A studio interview. That's we've been talking about.
We'll
it for
get
a
the
while.
guys with you too. Maybe that'd
Exactly.
be dope. Maybe all four of us.
I want to be able to, and I had that in mind to bring them all in, and then having an interview with all of us. Hopefully Renee can come in because I know that his schedule is crazy too. I want to also be able to get, I guess, this that we do onto another level, more than we already have it, because not only because of our consistency, but getting it more to different connections and showcase it.
Different people coming in too.
People, yeah,
that'd be dope. Father's Day is in 6 days.
Yeah.
2 questions. Number 1, do fathers get shorted for Father's Day compared to Mother's Day? In your opinion?
Yeah, they do.
Yes. Okay.
Of course.
All right. Just making sure. And number 2, what is the most memorable moment with your father?
With my dad, I want to say, I think he picked me up from school one time, and he picked me up because they called my dad from the school, and then he said that they told him that apparently I had behaved badly with the teacher and all stuff and whatever, and then he told me like, you know, like I was impressed. I was shocked because they called me. I'm trying to remember this and also translate it.
Translate it, yeah.
Because he told me that I was very polite with my mom and with other ladies and girls, you know, that I was never known to talk like that. So I guess that's one of those moments where I was like, you know, my dad's talking to me like, you know, like I'm a man, you know, you're very polite, but why did you react like this? And I think the reason why I reacted like that is because I was just frustrated over the fact that she was telling me that I was doing my homework wrong, and I thought I was doing it right. I was just a kid, obviously.
Was here in America or?
No, I was back in Venezuela.
Back home.
Yeah, back home. So that's something that I have in my mind that I can remember. You know, when we were driving home, I can see, you know, outside in the street and stuff like that. That's one memory that I have stuck in my head.
Has your father ever told you that he was proud of you?
Oh shit! Sorry.
Very good.
Yeah, he did one. He has. Okay. I believe when I turned 15, he told me that, you know, you're already a man. When I turned 21, he told me, that's it, you know, you're the man.
But he used those words.
He used the words, yeah.
Because I make sure that every major, I don't want to say major, but I want to make sure that I use that word frequently with my son, because my father has never told me that.
I feel like that, and like specifically with the relationship that I have with my dad, I don't expect him to say those words. But I would appreciate for him to say those words. So that's something that the relationship that I have with my father is not the greatest, but it has grown to be better than what it was before. Meaningful, correct? Because like what I've told my mom is I've had those clashes with my mom, like, you know, you don't act a certain way with your dad and whatever. But I've always told my mom, you know, like I might not act a certain way, but if you call me and something happens to my dad, I'll be there on the spot. I'll drop everything. You know, I can remember like my sister called me one time late at night. Hey, our parents just got into an accident. You got to come here right now. Drop everything, go straight. You know, if something happens, hey, I'm stranded. I'll go straight. You know, doesn't matter. I'll pull everything to the side.
Go.
I go, yeah, on the go. It's not like I don't care about him, because I do care about him.
Right.
For more that if I come in and I don't say hi to my dad, it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate him or don't hold that type of of love or emotional attachment to him.
Right.
And if God forbid, he was to die tomorrow, it doesn't mean that it's not gonna hurt me for more, bad moments that we had or whatever. It's gonna hit me. If I see him cry, it's gonna hit me. Like
right.
The time that my grandfather passed away, he was
he
crying.
Felt it. Right.
He felt it, so I felt it too because I was seeing him like
right.
so vulnerable,
genuine,
like genuine like pain.
Genuine.
I was seeing that when we went to church. I was seeing him like that. It kind of like I didn't want to because I'm like, man, my dad and I don't. But
right.
then I see him like that, and I'm like, wow, it hits me, it touches me. So that lets you know already that you have that emotional connection. We may not talk all day and every day, because I do know that some parents have that type of relationship with their kids that they don't talk to each other all day. They pass away, and they never had that connection with their dad. And I don't think I ever had that type of connection with my dad. That's something that I have in my mind, and it kind of like pushes me to want to become a dad.
Right.
So I can not do the same, I guess, not mistakes, but same decisions that my dad did with me. To have that connection with my son, that he's able to come in and have a different type of relationship with my dad, with his dad.
I can give you some suggestions that, in my opinion, although that you don't have that conversation or that kind of relationship that you may want with your father, as long as you're still on speaking terms with your father, I do say to try to find some way and boundary where you can completely figure out him and him can figure out you, because once there's a point of respect loss, it does get to a point where it's going to be harder for you as a father with your son.
It may it may like kind of like lead into your relationship as is.
That's why I try my best with my son, because I don't have a relationship with my father. My father lives 3 buildings down from here.
No way.
And I don't have a relationship with my father. But I try my best to do what I wish I could do with my father with my son. Like I can remember the last time I told my son I'm proud of him was a week before school ended. He had a civics test, and my son is real lazy. He knows it. He admits it. He says it. He's not stupid. He's very smart, but he's super lazy. So he's like, Dad, I gotta take a test, and if I don't pass it, I said, well, you're not stupid. I told him just like I talk to my son the way I talk to him.
Right.
I was like, bro, you're not fucking stupid. Stay up the night before, study like a motherfucker. Pass it. Like, pass it. Go into cake. Sure enough, he comes to me in the car. He's like, bro. He calls me bro. He doesn't call me dad. He calls me bro. He's like, bro, I passed it. Like, I got a 4 out of 5. I said, I know that. I know you could do it. Like, you're not stupid. I said, I'm proud of you, bro. But I'm proud of you because I'm proud of you that you've seen that if you apply yourself to something, you complete it.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I know. So I try to make it meaningful and have that conversation, that relationship with him, because still being a Hispanic father, the time I did speak to my dad, he seen this show, he came on the show, and he didn't come on the show speak, but he seen me shoot a show, and it was just like nonsense to him, and it's like it is complete nonsense. I mean, he laughed about some things that I did with people. But he doesn't look at it as something. He doesn't look at it the way I look at it, and that comes from lack of just. Me and him never had it. I can remember 2 times spending time with my father from young age to now. I spent one time when I was like 11, and he took me to. This is how much I don't know my dad well. He took me to a basketball game in the Heat here in Miami Heat. I had an orange and black and white Nike t-shirt on with khaki pants and black Nikes, and we had a good time there. And then on my 30th birthday, I went to New York to see him because my dad lived in New York, and we went and sat at a bar, and me and him hung out, like legitimately just sat. And he doesn't drink, but he had a drink. But that was like I can tell you, that was only 2 times that I can remember just sitting and bonding with my father. So, and my father's issue is my father don't like my mother. My father 3 years ago, black and white, cold turkey, told me if you talk to your mother, I'm not talking to you. So yeah, that was that. Exactly. So, but it's a dysfunction that he has because he's gone through a lot. He's been through a lot, and I'm not giving him an excuse, but I can see why he can't.
He acts that way.
Right, he acts that way, and I don't accept it.
Yeah, but it's just you can see how it's justified on his side.
Yeah, it's justified in his brain because one thing about my father is my whole family, the words they use with my father is, you know how he is. And I'm the first person in the family that says, I don't give a fuck how he is. I don't have to I don't have to accept somebody's dysfunction.
You understand
because it's my family. I understand it. I respect you. I love you as a father. If he passed, I will go see him, and but other than that, I don't have to. And that's one thing in the Hispanic culture we tend to kind of fall into of, oh, you have to be close to this person, or you have to talk to this person because they're your family. The fuck I don't.
No.
You know how many rapey uncles are inside of families in Hispanic cultures? And it's like, oh, you know how Tio Pepe is. Nah, hell nah. Hell nah. Like, no.
Bro,
No, you're fucking creep, bro. Yeah. Like, if you died, I felt bad for you, but stay the fuck around me. Like,
exactly.
I don't have to be around you, you know what I mean? And I tell people, and I'm sorry for rambling, we don't pick our family.
Exactly.
We pick our friends.
Yeah.
But just because we don't pick our family does not mean we have to be forced to deal with these people either. And I hate to consider them as these people, but you are just a person, because if you're not aligned with me, or if you're doing some foul or fucked up shit, I don't have to deal with you.
I heard someone that I saw a lady saying that she heard the saying, and I may be saying it incorrectly, but she said, your sons are not your sons. They're the world's sons. You may love them like they're your sons, but they may not love you the way you think, because they only love the world. You may shelter them like they're your sons, but they don't owe you the appreciation because you sheltered them, because remember, they're not your sons, they're the world's sons. So once you give birth to your son, and that comes from setting expectations that your son's supposed to love you, and they said no matter what. To me, on my side is, your family could become your biggest enemy at the end of the day. Just like how you said your dad, your father doesn't look at some things and he laughs at some things. He laughs and then he doesn't view it because he can't see. Instead of appreciating and accepting, just like the way you accept his behavior, or accept it, or see it and understand it, he should be able to accept and also understand your thing and your love for something.
Another reason why I truly believe he doesn't understand this, because another thing is, I've never seen my father have a passion. I've never seen my father say, it's always been work,
home,
work, smoking weed, because he don't smoke weed no more, but I see my father growing up smoking weed. Mm-hmm. I think weed was probably like the only thing.
The only passion.
Yeah, the only passion to something that I guess I've never, maybe watching sports, he's a big Yankee fan. But I'm talking about him exerting to do something with passion. I can't see him like. It's always been growing up seeing my father work, because he's a truck driver, but local truck driver. Work from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. Come home, smoke, watch TV, go to sleep, and do the same thing over again. Having no kind of like I don't see no kind of like aspirations, dreams, or I've always wanted, or never talked to me about, I wanted to be this growing up. I never wanted to do that growing up,
Like
so
simple.
So I can see that kind of like hate and confusion and darkness in him,
right?
Because I think everybody should have a passion.
Yeah,
I honestly believe that.
You also have those type of people, and I was speaking with a friend of mine that he actually had an issue with his ex-girlfriend, because he found comfort in a simple 9-to-5 job. He became an accountant. He became that. He did that, and he loved his job genuinely, to the point that he could do a 9-to-5, and then he's happy with that, getting good money. But she went and pursue a career, and the fact that she went and did that thing, and then maybe she didn't feel whole with getting to that point, and then she got to a point so far ahead that she was like, how did I get here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I, like how you said it, why am I a truck driver and I'm here? If I don't enjoy it, why did I do this in the first place?
Right.
So, and then you get kind of jealous to see that person that is enjoying their 9-to-5 and their passion, because you don't have it and you haven't found it within yourself. And I feel like not a lot of people find that passion or that thing that they are able to do without getting paid, with getting lost in the experience of just being or just creating, like, because, and this, what you do, it's creating. You're a creator. I'm a creator too. I'm an artist. Or those people, these type, our type of people, us, we just get invested onto that thing that we just experience. We just do it to experience, to have that feeling.
Right.
You get so invested into it, and you discover yourself. and whether you make it, you make money, or not, you are able to say that you felt it. You know,
Felt it, right?
Exactly.
You had a genuine feeling.
It was, you still have your 9 to 5, but your 9 to 5, you felt like it was just a 9 to 5. You didn't feel like it's the 9 to 5.
Right.
You know, then I feel like not a lot of people get to touch those things. I hope to everybody that's they're able to find that thing, and I see it in some people that you see them working and they're just working 9 to 5, and that's their life. You know, they can't wait to get home and sit on the couch and watch TV, and it's like
And do the same thing.
and do the same thing all over again.
And I do it, but at the same time, I fit everything else in my life.
Exactly, because you fit it, and then whilst, like how you said it, while you're driving, while you're sitting, you're thinking about what am I gonna do next, when I'm gonna record, and this like that. And even when you want to stop thinking about it, you keep on thinking about it because that's where your mind is headed.
And I tell myself, I say, I wish I could speak to him to like maybe ask him, are you so angry because maybe you never had, maybe you felt like a hamster wheel? Well, not even jealous, not angry at me, but maybe just, are you so bitter with life because maybe you did have something you wanted? Right. It's like Step Brothers. It sounds funny. You ever seen the movie Step Brothers? It's crazy and it's
with
Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie where his dad's such a hard ass, but he tells him, there's gotta be. He says, I wanted to always be a dinosaur, and he's making down. It's crazy. I mean, it's just like Hispanic men, like they have this thing where they're younger and and my dad's not old. My dad's 54, and he looks younger than me. Like people see, but he has this this bitterness, and there's a lot of skeletons in his closet as well, as we all do. But some worse than others. But it's just I always believe that that's one thing that can make people happier is just following a passion. It doesn't have to get paid for it. Right. But if you want to bake, you never thought you could bake, and you try to bake, or you wanted to play golf, and you don't go and fucking be Tiger Woods, but you go to a putting range once a month or something. Having a passion and following through with it. I feel like when you have a passion to do something and you don't want to do, I think that makes you a bitter person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like you can do a 9 to 5 your whole life and be okay with it as long as you have a passion on your side. Mm-hmm. You can probably, like with me, I hate, I'm okay with my 9 to 5. I hate it in the sense of, and that's why I said, maybe I said, quit the job that's taking this life out of me. And I say this life out of me is because it takes time away from my passion.
What's your passion, right?
And that's why I meant by that, because I wouldn't mind doing my 9 to 5 as long as I have more time and enough time to work on my passion.
Or more money to put it. More
money, because I wouldn't mind, like, let's say, God willingly, for a record label to come in and be like, hey, listen, we'll pay you how much you make a year. And I'll say, okay, I'll make, let's say $35,000, $40,000 a year. Okay, we'll pay you $55,000, $60,000 a year, but we need this amount of songs.
Right.
Man, bro,
or even if your job tells you, hey, you got a raise, we're going to pay you $100,000 this year. You're not going to do the 9 to 5 mentality and go and fuck it off on a vacation. Mm-hmm. You're going to go and use it to invest in your craft. So,
exactly. You're like, okay, great. And I'm
thank
gonna put it on this side. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that's a lot of people are passionate about studying and school and learning and everything else, and that's very great. That's amazing. But like, for example, my sister, she's very right now she's becoming a dentist. She was always from the get-go very always studying, always a book person. Me, I was more of an artistic person. Yeah. And then with me, I hesitate when putting up a class to like go to Miami-Dade and getting my degree and whatever. I hesitate, but then I have this producer asking me for 150, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do it because it's music, because it's my passion, and I'm willing to sacrifice for it. And I'm like, I'll get paid. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Go do it. I'll figure it out. Yeah, it's that mindset, because I'm willing to. I don't think about it. I just go. And then with the other thing, I think about it because I'm like, this is just gonna lead me onto a 9 to 5. That is not my passion, and just like how my dad, my dad used to hate the fact that I would cook. My dad used to hate the fact that I would draw, because those are my passions apart from music and composing and poetry. He would hate that, but then as I grew older, he saw that those things could become a career, and he's like, maybe you should go into it. But then by that time, I kind of like grew a little bit of hate and rage onto him, because he kind of like pushed me to deviate from those things, and now he's telling me to attach them. 25. Yeah. So like when I was growing up, around the ages of 10 to 12, 13, 14, I started discovering drawing, singing,
cooking,
and everything. I would hate what my mom used to make when I was a kid.
So you wanted to try to make your own shit.
Exactly. I remember one day I didn't eat the whole day, and my mom said, like, if you don't eat what I cooked, you're not gonna eat. And I was like, all right, cool. I didn't eat, and I remember that night my mom came in and she did something that I wanted, and then the next day I sat down in front of her and I'm like, I need to learn how to cook. To the point that my mom trusts me more than my sisters to cook, because I know how to cook now.
Yeah, because you know how to cook.
And then I took that in, doing pizza, doing everything, and Gabby knows, like, I cook for her all the time. The reason why I did that is, well, I became passionate about that, and to a point that, maybe I want to become a chef. Maybe I want to open my own restaurant, things like that. The drawing stuff, always, driven onto like that artistic side of me. My dad started seeing that as, he went from hating it to now liking it, because he saw, okay, maybe he can be serious about it. Same thing with the music. He's like, oh, what is that? The music thing that you're doing? He's like, oh, I told him, I was like, something that I'm trying out. I feel passionate about it. I'm going to try it out. I was like, okay, cool. Do something that now he switched up his gears from, don't do this, do something more serious, whatever, to now, like, do something that you want.
Well, I could tell you, you're 25 and you're a fucking genius young man. And I'm talking like I'm an older fucking guy than you, but I'm 30. I'm 11 years older than you, but I can tell you one thing that I want to, and it's when you're ready. Don't do it today, don't do it tomorrow. But also, do understand that certain things are going to hurt us. But as we mature, we also want to fix and not repeat
the same
mistakes and same cycles. And if you got to give, as much as it hurts you that your father kicked you when you were trying to come up, you should also take in that he's coming around and you're noticing it.
Right.
Not anybody else. You are actually noticing, damn, like, this motherfucker hated this, and now he's encouraging, he's accepting it. So don't live in regret, number one, and don't live in hate, because there may be a time where you're not gonna, or you continue on making it worse, and then you'll be sitting where I'm sitting one day and wondering, what actually, Dad, what was your passion? I know you worked all your life, I know you bust your ass, but Dad, what
did you want her to do?
What
yeah, what clicked?
Yeah, what, bro, even if it's like, if he tells you, I wanted to be an archer, like some crazy shit, yeah, like,
right.
So
I think everybody's born, my bad, everybody's born with something inside of them that they wanted to chase, but then, like how you said, priority is either you go right, you go left, priority just gets on top of you. You maybe got married at 22, 23, and that's when you were almost at your peak.
Country, like all these things, because you remember your dad also lived in a country where certain things were certain ways, and he came to this country and slowly started adapting to the culture of this country. Maybe that's another thing that helped him understand you.
Exactly.
By not being so narrow-minded, watching TV, watching younger people, watching other people, seeing these other people, and being like, oh man, my son ain't bad.
Right.
He's doing what everybody else is doing, and he's doing it better than them, actually.
Right.
My son does know how to cook. Exactly. I don't want to admit it, but the motherfucker.
And then I see people getting, like, they're at high places by doing this.
Right.
From back then, probably when we were before, he's like, oh, nobody's going to get. It's like kind of like, upside down type of mentality. His mentality just switched. And that's what I saw from him that I kept on seeing. And also, and it's in some type of way, it frustrated me, the fact that he kind of like switched gears to like hating it to now accepting it. And I'm like, bro, you were.
I was doing it. You were supposed to be rooting me when I was younger. Exactly. I would have been better today if anything.
Exactly. And even in my head, because like I was telling her that, well, drawing, I used to be very quick to it, and then because of the mindset that that he gave me, in my head, subconsciously something happened where I stopped doing it because of his words, and now he's rooting it for it, and now I can't touch it back the way that I would love to do it. Because I remember I used to love sitting in a table and just draw for hours with music, and now I can't sit, and it's I can sit but I have to force myself now to do it. Back when it was just passion coming out and flourishing out of me. Now I believe it kind of like switched up the music when I don't stop. And like I don't stop for anybody now.
You're still drawing though. You're still drawing.
Yeah,
you're just drawing lyrically.
Yeah, exactly. Lyrically.
Matic. This is another Matic Monday episode. I don't want to close out and cut you off, but I do want to make sure that we save some time. I know The wife's here. Everybody's here. They looking at us crazy. But closing statements for today. Anything you want to mention before we close out today?
No, actually, sponsor unofficially, officially.
High Noon, yeah. Shout out to High Noon.
Shout out to Two Lost, which is the new distributor that I'm using to release these 2 songs.
Okay.
And yeah, can't wait to release these 2 songs that I just played, and hopefully you guys like it.
You know the fucking vibes. Litty Willie, Matic Mondays, Matic in the building, and I got nothing else to say. We out. My brother.
Awesome.
You know the fucking vibes, man.